Hello, everyone. This is Adlan Fela, Chief Analyst at Maravidis. It's my pleasure today to welcome both John Walker, who is the Chief Commercial Officer at Sitwifi. Hello, John.
Hey, Adlan.
Glad to have you here. And of course, Magnus Johansson, CEO of YBUS, who's sponsoring this episode and series. Hello, Magnus.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Thank you. So before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe and like. The YouTube channel is growing very fast, so we're happy to continue those episodes and sharing those great stories from MSPs around the world. So today, it's our first Mexican MSP. John, tell us about Wi-Fi. Who are you?
Sure, thanks. Well, Sitwifi was born 18 years ago, and we started we started as a company based on managed services, especially Wi-Fi. And it's still a market that's it's not fully completed in all our competitors are not looking as managed services. So it's quite a big advantage that we have here in Mexico. But we're a company based in Wi-Fi infrastructure as a service here in Mexico, doing this for 18 years.
And what verticals are you mostly active in?
Our main verticals are carriers. We do a lot of services for the carriers, for the big carriers here in Mexico. Then hospitality is one of our big clients, and education. But those are our main verticals, but we offer services to retail, corporates. Especially, we're a B2B company. We're not a B2C company.
Okay.
Hi there, Magnus Johansson, CEO at YBUS. Thanks again for joining us for another fascinating conversation. For the past 10 years, we've quietly powered managed Wi-Fi solutions for 10 of America's biggest telcos. If you use branded Wi-Fi from AT&T, Frontier, or Optimum, chances are you experienced our tech already. Now we're stepping out from behind the scenes, bringing this proven platform directly to MSPs like you. If vendor lock-in, rigid roadmaps, rising costs, and growing complexity are holding your MSP hostage, you're not alone. 72% of MSP CEOs are right there with you. Here is your way out. YBIP OS, our open source vendor agnostic OS built specifically for MSPs. Think of it as your Android moment, restoring your strategic control and agility. One intuitive dashboard to manage your tech stack? Done. Legacy enterprise Wi-Fi running seamlessly alongside next generation open Wi-Fi? Absolutely. Reduce your R&D costs by at least 30%? Immediately. Embedded live SDK engineers for rapid customization? Yes, on demand and ready to go. So are you feeling ready for a transformational freedom? Then visit ybus.com or scan the QR code to book a one-on-one with me. And in just 15 minutes, let's onboard your MSP for a game-changing POC. Stop reselling someone else's vision. Forge your legacy with YBUS. See you soon.
Hear you. And so tell us, what are your top 3 business challenges right now?
One of our company's CapEx intensive based. We do all the investment to our clients. So one of our big concerns is getting more money. We need more CapEx over time because all of our projects are CapEx. We do the investment and then we get our return on investment by a monthly payment from the client. So CapEx is one of our big always concerns, but we've managed it for the past years, and we're a company that's financially very healthy. So that's it's still a concern because we're very actively looking for CapEx. The other, the second would be, and what I was talking to you about earlier, was a customer experience. Usually when we do have a very big network as we have, we are monitoring the equipment, the hardware, and everything could seem okay, but you can usually have a client, an end user that will tell you, hey, I'm not having a good experience. Something's failing with my video conference or something like that. And we usually don't have a way to measure except what the feedback of a client is telling you. So we developed a software called Mia that's still, it's already up and running, but it's still having upgrades constantly, where we measure the user experience with engineering metrics. So you can see what's happening where the device is located inside a venue. And even if it's moving around the venue, it can measure in around different areas of the network coverage or the Wi-Fi coverage, and it gets insight. So that's something that it was a difficult topic. I mean, because the user will tell you that they're having a bad experience, and on our side, on our network, I can see everything okay. So it's complicated to get something solved because you have different versions of what's happening in the network. And with this software, now we have a different insight. So that's something that we're working, and we're working also in implementing in all our clients in our network. So those both are part of what we're suffering. I mean, our not suffering is what we're more concentrated in right now in getting more CapEx because and also getting more better user experience. And that's helping us grow the company as we're doing right now.
Yeah, very well. So let's dive into more maybe technical aspects with Magnus taking over.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I heard the CapEx intensive, and I think most of it has to do with Wi-Fi infrastructure and of course others, but I think the main thing is the Wi-Fi infrastructure. And I think we have heard from a lot of MSPs this idea of hearing the thing vendor lock-in. If I say that to you, how does it resonate to you? Do you see that as a problem or an opportunity, or how do you see that?
Let me understand vendor lock-in. Is that when you implement a certain vendor with a client, it's very difficult to look to other vendors because of their software and all their credit block for the vendor.
Yeah, you have the vertically integrated enterprise solutions, correct?
It is a problem that we usually work, all our network used to be 100% one vendor. And things like the pandemic and other things before the pandemic, there was maybe not enough equipment in our country to buy, and that made us diversify with different vendors. So we now diversify our implementations and our projects with different vendors, but they're still not OEMs. There's not open Wi-Fi, still different vendors. And we developed a way that we can take out all the information and all the metrics that come through from their different controllers and concentrate it in one big system dashboard where we gather all the information and we can see what's happening with the different vendors. But we had to develop all that.
Okay. And you said you are not yet looking at the open Wi-Fi white label solution yet, or is it something that is on your roadmap?
It is, but it's not a priority right now. And why? Because some of the projects we have, especially with the carriers, we're doing offloading here in Mexico. And what they developed for their Wi-Fi core was programmed and designed for only one vendor. So I can change vendors, but I cannot integrate it with a carrier. So that keeps me from looking at other things. And that's a problem that's only with the carriers we're working here in Mexico because they're integrated to one carrier right now, to one vendor. But it's something in our roadmap. I've seen it. I think some of my R&D team has worked and touched some of the equipment for Wi-Fi roaming, for open Wi-Fi. But we don't see it in the short term having something implemented with open Wi-Fi yet.
Okay, fair enough. And you mentioned that you are building, I guess, we talk about the single pane of glass or this kind of unified dashboard. Can you expand a little on that and how it's helping you, and is it hard to maintain, or is it, what has it done for your business by doing that?
We get one point of view instead of having, we have a NOC that operates and monitors this infrastructure. And instead of having each different team watching inside different controllers because they're different vendors, we concentrated and we automated the errors that come from the network. So it will launch an automatic ticket, and that's how we are now operating with one consolidated system. So, it's a work in progress. It also has things that we can add and more. And sure, we found some parts that some other companies are developing more things and better things. But we're not now operating like this. It has ways to get better. and it's a work in progress, but it's working right now.
Right. And is it just a little follow on to that? Is it more focused on the monitoring aspects, or are you also looking at, if you call it service delivery, ticket, and that kind of being able to automate and make those things easier to, if you call it, repeat your deployments and other things? Is
Yeah, it's
that
both. I mean, one is monitoring and also part of the help desk because it deploys the tickets for to solve or send engineer on site to solve the problem, but or whatever it is. But it does both things. I mean, it's also a part and it deploys tickets for help desk.
okay? Fantastic. And if we look like in the future, we know AI is coming around and other things. If you, we usually ask this question, if you have a magic wand and you could say, yeah, this is what a perfect, to optimize my MSP, this is how I would like a system to work, etc. Do you have a kind of an end view of what would make it perfect? Yeah, perfect in in a sense.
Sure. I mean, the errors are already being done by the network. I mean, that's easy. But one thing is to auto-diagnose what's happening. I mean, this is your error. This is your proposed solution. But the other part is apply the solution. Those would be what I would love to have in a network. I mean, that automation, diagnosis, and problem solving.
Okay. And do you see that as something that you will continue to bring in-house, or are you looking at, because I have seen a lot of niche companies now coming out to very focused on that, or is it that you're feeling that you, by having control internally, or are you looking?
No, if there's something out there that could work, we can integrate it. I mean, it doesn't have that we have to program and develop it because of control. It's because we couldn't find something out there. But if there's something out there, it's like what I was talking about, the ticket system. So ticket system, we bought something that's already working. I mean, we didn't develop ourselves. But sure, I mean, if there's something outside, we've been playing with diagnostic with AI. I mean, to diagnose the network, but the solution part, the application of the solution is still, let's say, human.
Understood. No, it's been, I really appreciate you sharing your insights and your experiences. I think maybe Adrian, I hand it over to you. I don't have any more questions.
Great. No, I think it took a bit longer than our usual episode, but this was a very useful conversation. So I want to thank you, John, for participating to this episode. We're very happy for you guys at Sitwifi. You're doing great in Mexico. I'd love to visit you one day, again.
Sure.
And
come again.
And good luck with the rest. And we'll be talking soon to the audience. Please subscribe, like, share, and till the next episode. Thank you.